it's been around 2 months that I've been using Aura, that I've switched my Repricer from Bqool to Aura, and I think that I have finally cracked the code with Maven, and I was able to make Maven actually work for me and reduce the amount of work that I was spending on repricing, because I was spending a ton of time on repricing. But before we actually talk about that, I want to tell you guys, there are some change with the target list. Now you can get the target list, you can try the target list for $1. If you do not know what the target list is, it's my list where my VAs work full time to add every single coupon and every single promotion that are currently going on online. So it's way easier. It's going to save you a ton of time with your online arbitrage. There's a link in the description. Check the link for the target list, and it's going to be a night and day difference for your online arbitrage business. All right, so check that. You can try it for $1. So it's just $1. Try it for $1, and then after 3 days it gets to $34.99 a month. Try it and know what you think. A lot of people have been trying it, a lot of people have been using it, and a lot of people are using it every single day to source more effectively. So if I were you, I would get the target list for $1. All right, but let's get back to the subject. As I was saying, it's been like 2 months that I've been using tactical arbitrage. Not tactical arbitrage, I'm sorry, that I've been using Aura, right? And one of my my biggest complaint, let's put it this way, my biggest complaint with Aura was that it was great because it was actually getting me a ton of sales above the buy box. The only issue was that, in my opinion, it was not aggressive enough in trying to get me the buy box at the lower price, like closer to in between 30 to 50% return on investment. It was not aggressive enough to actually get me sales at this. It was trying to push the price way too high. This was my main complaint. No, I've been talking with people, thinking about a lot of stuff, and I need to go right, but this guy won't let me go right. Here we go. Perfect. So as I said, I've been talking to a lot of people that were using Aura at the same time, and there's one guy that is on my I think 1 or 2 guys that are on my coaching program that I talked with, because you guys may not realize, but I actually learned a lot of stuff from the guys that I coach as well. And you actually learn a lot of stuff by actually being involved in the community and having people that you can talk with in the community, because you can even learn stuff from people that are under you. And there was that one guy that told me, I talked to Aura and they told me to try to reduce my minimum price to see if it was going to work. And I was thinking, it doesn't really make sense, right? Because like, I'm going to reduce my price, and I was coming, with the mindset of, coming from Bqool, right? And like I was thinking, yeah, if I reduce my price, it's just going to take my price to the minimum price. I don't want to do that, and it's not really going to affect anything. It's not going to change anything. So I'd rather just leave it like that. But I said, you know what? And it was back when I was in Ivory Coast a couple of weeks ago. I said, you know what? Let me actually try. Let me try to put my minimum price with Maven, because if you do not know, with Aura, contrary to Bqool, you can set your minimum price at the rule level. So instead of setting it at the ASIN level, you can set it at the rule level. So any single ASIN, like any single ASIN that have that specific repricing rule, will have that specific minimum price. So that's what I did. I set my minimum price to 0, and it made it was a night and day difference. Like 100%, it was a night and day difference. It was totally different, and I was actually getting sales. Like the Repricer was actually way more aggressive, and the great thing is that it was actually not tanking my price, which was the thing that I was actually scared of, right? So I got to realize that, and I think this is how Maven works, right? Because my minimum price was set at 30% return on investment. No. What I think I understood, I think I kind of understood how Maven works, and so it's not going to try to get, it's not going to reprice really, really aggressively if it gets close to your minimum price, right? So if my minimum price is 30%, let's say it's not really going to reprice aggressively in the range that is in between 30% to 60% or maybe 50% return on investment. This is what it looks like to me, Okay, I may be wrong, but this is what it looks like to me, and this is why my like the guy that I'm actually coaching was telling me that he talked to Aura and they just said to reduce his price. So I think that there's like a 30%, like a 25 to 30% buffer, where the Repricer, like right above the minimum price, the minimum return on investment, like you get a 20 to 25, maybe 30% return on investment buffer, where the Repricer is not really going to reprice aggressively, but above that is going to reprice way more aggressively. This is why I actually reduced my minimum price, and it feels like I put it as 0% return on investment, and like it's really rare that I have an ASIN selling under 30% return on investment. If it's the case, it's an ASIN that actually tanked, right? Or like I made a mistake, whatever, on the ASIN, something happened on the ASIN. This is what's happening. This is the only reason, this is the only place where I've seen that, but it's not going to like, it's not going to be a race to the bottom. Like if you were to do that with Bqool, you can know 100% it's going to be a race to the bottom with your price. Like this is how Bqool works. With Bqool, you need to be really tight with your minimum price, especially if you are using the AI, right? If you're not using the AI, not that much. I mean, sometimes yes, because you're going to have guys that are using the AI and your reprice. So if you match the buy box, you can try to push the buy box up, but the guys are only going to undercut you all the time. It's bad. It's really bad. It's really bad when this happens with the AI from Bqool. But one thing that I got to realize is that every single repricer is not necessarily working the same way for everybody. So Aura may not be the best repricer for you, and Bqool may actually be the best repricer for you, depending on how you source, because there's a lot of stuff that comes into play, right? Because like actually, you know, I have one group, one of my first group that I started, that I'm actually like it's one of the first group that I started. So it's a group that I told, like, people from that group. I talked a lot with people from that group, and so there's two guys in that group that actually loved Bqool, right? It was Joe and Ernie. And shout out to you guys, by the way, if you are watching this video. But like these guys loved Bqool, and like at least for Joe, Aura was not really working for him. So he actually preferred Bqool. I think he went back to Bqool, and Ernie is actually with SetupSnap right now, but he's going to try Aura to see a little bit how things are going. Talking about SetupSnap, I don't think it's the best for you if you do retail arbitrage. I think, like, from what we've seen, because we're running some tests, we're talking about that every single week to see how it's going with this Repricer, trying to share our thoughts on Repricers and all that stuff. And to be honest, it looks like, from what we understand right now, it looks like SetupSnap is really good if you go deep in your ASINs. But if you are not, if what you do is retail arbitrage and you have a ton of ASINs, it may not be the best. And I believe that Aura may be better for you in that case. But I think Ernie is going to switch from Aura, going to switch from SetupSnap to Aura to try to get an 90, right? I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. I'm losing my voice a lot these days. I don't know why. But yeah, so you need to understand that we may not have the same requirements for the leads that we buy, and so the way we are going to reprice is going to be different. The same AI is not going to work the same way for two guys based on the products that, for two different guys based on the products that they source, based on all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit difficult to say, but like, to be honest, in my, like, for my personal experience, I'm really happy with how Bqool is actually performing, and most guys that I actually talked to that switched from Bqool to Aura are pretty happy about Aura. The only guy that is not happy is Joe from my coaching group. He's not happy with Aura. But yeah, so that's my experience so far after 2 months of using Aura. Yeah, so hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, leave a like, do all that YouTube stuff. Get the target list if you want to scale your online arbitrage business. There's a link in the description, and I'll see you tomorrow for a new video. Thank you for watching.